Good morning. Welcome to Tuesday Morning Craft and Chat with Susie. I hope y'all had a very Merry Christmas and are getting ready to have a Happy New Year. Y'all say hey as you're coming in. So we've been really busy. I have not even filmed a video for tomorrow night, and unless some inspiration hits me really fast today, I don't have anything. So there's that. I'm also doing some traveling. Good morning, Tina. How are you? I very rarely ever don't do a Wednesday night video, but it's not looking great this week. Hey, Amy. Thank y'all for coming. How was your Christmas? I It's turned cold. Yes, day before yesterday it was 75 degrees here. Today I think it is 25. So, hey, Colleen. So I'm just trying to stay warm. I've got my McDonald's coffee in the cute little Grinch cup. Okay, so I'm also struggling with what to do in this live. It's hard to do anything really like big time during a live if you want to kind of finish it and everything. So I had these canisters. I have a whole set of these barrel canisters. Y'all remember these? They're vintage and they're super cool, but these are in rough shape. This one's lost its copper ring. The good thing is none of them's broken at all. There's a few little chips in them. All the tops, I think, have been glued back on. Oh, that's wonderful, Tina. So I didn't get to see one of my daughters and my grandsons and my son-in-law because they live about 6 hours away. So I'm actually going there this weekend. And I don't know if I've told y'all, I'm getting a new grandbaby in February. And this one's a girl. So we're all super excited. But I want to go spend some time with her big brother before she gets here next month, too. So that's where I'm going this weekend. So I was also thinking I might skip this Wednesday night and work on something for next Wednesday because I'm going to be short time next week too. So I don't think there's going to be a Wednesday night video this week. Anyway, I have the large cookie one. I have the sugar and the flour. Okay, this one, they have their copper bands, but this one's got a chip, but paint that and you won't be able to tell. So there's the flour and the sugar. I also have the coffee and the tea. So I was really happy to have these, and I tried to sell them like they were, and that didn't happen. So we're going to paint them. Thank you. I'm so excited. The only problem is that she's going to live 5 hours away, but that's okay. Maybe someday. So I always envision painting these white and distressing them. But I just don't think that that's the look I want these to have. So we're going to go crazy and we're going to paint them in mint chip. Maybe do some darker white wax over them for the details. So I'm going to get started painting. Hello, Kim. These are all clean. I've already cleaned them. And this shouldn't be too hard. I'm using DIY paint to make it easy to distress. Because even though that's a faux wood paint underneath, it will look good. Several coats, though. Hopefully it doesn't bleed. What do y'all think about my color choice? And I am going to price them all individually, I think, because I think that was another problem, is trying to sell them as a set, because everybody doesn't want, 5 canisters. Sometimes you just want the cookie jar. I'm ready for people to start cleaning out their houses for the new year and getting rid of stuff, because I went to the thrift store yesterday and there was not much. But when I left, I went on the back street, because that's just the way I go. And the back was full of donations. So hopefully it's happening soon. And also, when I go to visit my daughter, she lives down on the coast. Thrifting down there is awesome. So I'm definitely going thrifting while I'm there this weekend. And I have a truck now, so I can bring back some furniture if I find some. Not that I need any furniture, but it's nice to have a truck to be able to haul something anytime I want to. I think that's going to look nice. I love mint green. The insides of these are nice and clean. Hey, Bobby. Oh, no, I'm sorry to hear you had to have surgery. But I'm glad you got to join my live this morning. I've got some of these old barrel canisters that need painted. Hey, Mom. It is covering pretty good. I hope there's no bleed through. It's going to be 2-coater, no doubt. But DIY paint, it does cover very well because of all the color pigment in it. I'm going to wipe this down just to be sure. They definitely do, yes. They have seen a lot of days. Maybe I can give them a whole new look. Mom, I was just telling them that I don't think there's going to be a video Wednesday because I haven't even started filming and I have no inspiration of what to film. I just feel like I would love to do just like a shopping video or something easy. I went to the thrift store yesterday and I couldn't find anything. But I don't want, like, my algorithm is on the uptick right now. It seems that I'm, hitting the algorithm a little bit. And I don't want to shake things up. I don't want to do anything too different because it'll mess that up. YouTube algorithm is one of the most frustrating things in the world. But on the other hand, my second channel, the Susie Scraps channel, is doing really well. And it's going to monetize pretty quickly. I'm halfway to being monetized already on that channel. And that's just crazy after, I don't know, a month or two. Hey, Brenda. If it keeps growing like it is, I hate to say this out loud, but if it keeps growing like it is, I'll be able to monetize in just a couple of months, which would be a blessing, let me tell you. So I monetize Facebook, and it just doesn't pay, which it's my fault. It really is. After the first of the year, I'm going to find a way to post every day on Facebook. It's just, oh, thank you. Yes, me too. It has just been amazing. And I was so inspired and so ready to do that I was so excited for that whole video series. That now that it's over, I'm kind of, what do I do now? But the main thing is I've got to get shopping. I've also got to get Christmas taken down in the store, which I'm not in a too big of a hurry to do. I'm going to wait till next week. This is mint chip. This is DIY mint chip. I do love this color. I don't know, Tina. I really don't know much about the hype thing. Do you know it don't even notify me when my videos get hyped? But maybe that's what's been helping on the uptick. And maybe you might not be able to do it on a live. Lives don't really make any money ever. Or mine don't. All right, coffee's done too. I'll paint the bottoms of these later. Oh, Amy, that's funny. I wish I could. I absolutely adore doing that. Organizing is a big passion of mine, believe it or not. I just don't have the time to stay organized. You'll be okay, Mom. When's the last time you went thrifting? Do you have Anderson today? Yes, thank you so much, Tina. That's probably what's helping is the hypes. Because I can, under my analytics, I can see that I have got hypes. I can't see who did them or when they happened, but I can see so many hypes. And it's since y'all can only do 3 a week, I feel honored. Weezy's good. She was up here just a minute ago, right before I went live, but she's went and got in her bed now. She's something. Everybody that comes in the store knows Weezy if they've been in here before. She's the guard cat, the greeter. Mostly she just likes it when people pet her. Yeah, now I get super messy. I have been doing really good since I've got my craft room clean of keeping it that way. It's been like 3 weeks now. And every day when I go home, I pretty much just put things in the place where they belong. Hey, thank you. Yeah, I did those lockers in a video. Well, I've had the lockers for years, and they were black, but I'm loving that skeleton key on them. Kathy. I couldn't remember your name. I got it. I'm terrible with names. These are painting really quick. Ooh, I am doing a whatnot. New Year's Day at noon. I'm going to do a whatnot. I've got a bunch of vintage items loaded up. I'm going to share that show here in just a little bit. But y'all be sure and follow me over on whatnot. I don't do them very often, but it's fun when I do. I try to sell things, on my own website first or in the store. I don't know why I'm not doing lids yet. I'll do lids last. So I'm thinking white wax on these, distress, and do white wax. What do y'all think? I might test out an area of a dark wax because I think that might look even better. I thought about doing these for a video, but that's kind of boring. Just painting some canisters and waxing them. And I really don't I have some items to make over, but I did my best sellers in last week's video. I do too. Hey, Janie. Yeah, I haven't been on whatnot. I try to do one a month, but I had one scheduled during the whole nacho thing, and I just couldn't do it. Actually, I had one scheduled the day we put him down, and I couldn't do it. So I rescheduled that one. Yeah, I think white wax will probably be good. I think I can probably get a second coat on that first one and maybe get at least one finished during this live. I like the faux wood in this, the barrel look. I think, and that white wax will stay down in all those little crevices. It'll look so good. I have already started spraying. I've got quite a few things to put out as soon as I get Christmas put up, and I haven't even been to my storage unit. So I know I have a ton of spring there. Yeah, I don't think dry brushing will work great on this. I think, and I want the wax for the lettering, to stay down in that lettering. So I think I'm going to do white wax. I love this color on these. Apparently I love it on my sweatshirt too, because I just got it on there. Oh well. I knew I was going to be painting a good bit today, so I wore some older clothes. We're missing Nacho Kitty pretty bad. But we had to do it. I had ordered before Nacho even got sick. My husband is the cat father. Ooh, 15 degrees. Um, he sits down in the basement with the cats every night and cuddles. And he's the cat whisperer, the cat father, all that. So, well, he also drinks his whiskey down there. So I had ordered him a whiskey glass that said the cat father, and it had like cartoon characters of him and Nacho and Finn. Of course, it was bittersweet when he actually got to open it, because at that point we had lost Nacho, but he's okay. But it lets you customize their features, their glasses, their hair, their eyes. So it looked just like him, and it looked just like the kitties. Pretty cute, if I may say so myself. Yeah, I try to have my paint clothes and my good clothes, and I'm not open on Mondays or Tuesdays. So I definitely just wear Pure OD paint clothes on those days. See, that's how I was before I left the house this morning. Curled up with the cat and 2 dogs. Of course, the dogs weren't on me, but they were there. Now, me and Weezy don't get to cuddle. We have our morning carpet time, but we're working here at Susie on the farm. So me and her don't get to sit down and cuddle a whole lot. Which she's not much of a lap kitty, but that's probably why. Like, even when we have our carpet time, she'll rub up against me and everything. But if I start holding her close and, like, really relaxing, she's done. She's walking off. If I stop petting her. So I told y'all my daughter lives on the coast, and I'm going down there this weekend. And I think it's cold down there too. It may be gone out by the time I get there, though. All right, first coat down on all the canisters. Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah. She's definitely a mascot for the store. All right, I'm going to do lids. Turn this over. See, the inside is a really pretty ceramic. So I'm trying not to get any paint on the inside. She wouldn't. I don't usually leave her in the store at night. I got her a heated little cat house so she could go outside. I don't really worry about her messing with anything, but whenever I got her fixed and she had to stay inside at night, she would not use the litter box. But she was still quite a bit scared then, and she had never used a litter box before. She's very chill now, so I think I might try the litter box again because I feel so bad not letting her stay inside when it's so cold. She does stay in that heated house, though. And I got her the paint. The paint is DIY. What was I saying? Take my brain. I forgot. Oh, I got her a collar that has a QR code where they can just scan it and call me if she gets missing or something. And somebody called me the other day just from a store right here. And I said, yeah, she'll go back up there. She's got her a heated cat house and everything. But now it's a like a cigarette store, tobacco store next door. And now when I come up in the mornings, especially if I'm not right early, she comes from over there. So apparently they're petting her too. Oh, we're going to have to block a person. Block user on YouTube. Okay, there we go. Hello, ma'am. Everything up here is wet. Be careful. Let me move that out of your way. You going to come say hi? I know. I got stuff all in your way. Come here. Look how fat she's getting. Uh-oh. I lost myself. There we go. Up. That didn't last long. Yeah. It never fails. There's always some idiot. I don't understand what people get out of that. Oh, I don't know. They don't have a name on them. The lids have a few little chips on them, but once we get them painted, it's not even going to show. If y'all are on Facebook, you probably couldn't see, but we had a troll in here making rude comments. I think it was on YouTube. Okay. Y'all, let's talk about something. I feel like I'm just painting and not saying anything, which is cool too. That's kind of the cool thing about this live is it's just real laid back. Oh, I wish I had when I got these lockers, I had a chance to get 2 of them, but they were so heavy that I just got one, and I've kicked myself so many times because they are the best storage. And at that time, I didn't have a store. They would look so good in the store, too. Hey, Nikki. Good morning. These lockers came from a hospital. I think they were replacing them. They're, they're not in good shape. Well, they're metal lockers. They were just old. New Year resolution. I don't usually make those. I usually make plans or goals. And I have a lot of those. I've got a list. That's a good way to start a conversation. One thing I got to do is work harder on posting on Facebook. The second thing I need to do is make. Hey, Nana. Hey, Papa. Y'all been to Florida? Fun. Next thing I'm going to do is make Pinterest. I don't know what they're called. Not thumbnail. Yeah, Pinterest thumbnails. And link all my videos with the thumbnail on Pinterest because that gets more followers, maybe. I've also got a few new products for the store that I want to get ordered that people have suggested. So there used to be a store next door to me it was more of a thrifty type store. And they did florals. And she also sold Avon. No joke, y'all. I have somebody come in here twice a week, different people twice a week, come in here and want to buy some Avon, see if I sell Avon. And I always have to say no. So I've decided I'm just going to sell Avon. So I got to get with that. I got to figure that out. Oh, thank you, Nikki. I thought that would be a good way to help people out. I am not good at pricing. Hey, Susan. What are some of my other goals that I have? I don't have my list in front of me. That's why I have to put things down. That's business stuff. I have a lot of business stuff. All right. All the lids are painted. Let's see. And our first canister appears to be dry. So we're going to do a second coat on it. I think I'll dry it with a heat gun. And then we'll do some white wax. And then I'll finish the rest of them probably off camera. So what do y'all think about the idea of selling these individually? Do you think that would work better? It's 5 canisters and they're pretty big. Even the little tea and coffee one are not tiny. So a set, is going to be upwards $35, $40. Yeah, I usually, if it's within my control, I meet my goals. But I do set my goals to be something that I can accomplish. It just has to be a lot of hard work. But as far as quitting something or, giving up something, I've done that my whole life. I've battled weight loss. I've have diabetes. I had all the health problems. And I feel like within the last few years, I've been able to get those under control where I didn't before. I don't know if, when I was in my 20s and 30s, I was not healthy at all. But I always felt like I've got the rest of my life, Yeah, that's a good idea. I like that idea, Nikki. So when I got probably about mid 40s, I had to really start thinking seriously about my health. You feel like when you're young, you're invincible. You'll get over it. It'll be fine. You don't realize how close you are to the end until you get older and your life has flown by. And then, grandbabies come along and you think, oh man, I gotta be here when that one gets married or when that one has a baby. And you're like, but whoa, I don't have that many years left if I don't start taking care of myself. Anyway, a little Susie philosophy. Y'all, I think 2 coats is going to be really good coverage on these. And, yeah, that's tough. I've dealt with some health problems, and luckily I've only had to have a couple of surgeries. And I really don't want to do any more of those. Because it's really frustrating. Even like this week, before it got real cold, I was trying to get a piece of furniture that's outside done. A big hutch. And since I've been on Ozempic, which completely has changed my diabetes, like my A1C went from a 9.7 to a 5.7 in 6 months and has stayed that way for a year now, which is incredible. Anyway, but I also had all the muscle loss that comes with it. And I could not for the life of me lift the top of that hutch off because I just don't have the strength I used to have. Man, I was like a base cheerleader, and I had the muscles and even the leg muscles and stuff. So it's weird when you lose that stuff. You have to reprioritize things, I guess. Hey, Vicky. All right, I'm going to grab my heat gun and dry this one, and then we're going to try some white wax. Look, heat gun. Right there. Heat gun and iron in a cabinet. This thing used to lay on the floor. Let's see. Here's some of these. I hope you don't have to have any more. First of all, Vicki, I'm going to be able to do more crafting because I'm not having to dig. I'm still getting used to where a few things are that aren't labeled, mostly paper crafting stuff, but I'm getting there. And Nikki, I do not remember that, but that is something that I will think about. There's, you got to work around your wholesale MSRP guidelines on supplies and like DIY paint and fusion paint and decoupage papers and stuff like that. But I like the idea of a mystery box in general. That might be something fun for Whatnot or just to put up on the website and see how it goes. I don't want to do like a subscription box or anything because so many people, are doing that, and Sonnets is very successful, and I like to do things different, but I'm not the type of person that thinks of these really great ideas too. So maybe someday something will hit me like a brick that someone else hasn't already done. All right, waxes and other finishes. White wax. Now, I do have my wax brushes soaking, so I'm just going to use a regular brush for this white wax. Yeah, that would be fun too. All right. I'm going to do some white waxing. And I'm not going to distress. I'm just going to let, the wax is going to naturally distress this DIY paint anyway. So I'm going to see what happens there. Okay, if you're buying, you don't need to be worried about the shipping because the seller handles all the shipping. It tells you the price for the shipping because the seller has already put in the weight of that item and everything. So it tells you all that. When you're selling, you need to be very accurate and with your weights, or even maybe overestimate, or you'll end up paying out the tail on shipping. Okay. Which, if you're already used to shipping, which I am because I have a website, it's not a big deal. I need a paper towel. Okay, it takes that into consideration too because it knows what you've already bought. And so that's why as you go, at some point, you'll even get free shipping in a show, depending on it, what you order. But you'll see your shipping amount get lower because you're adding like a second item to a box. Is that showing that pretty good? And then eventually you'll get free because that item, that box can still be full. And then eventually you'll have to start a new box. So Whatnot takes all that into consideration. But it tells you what you're going to pay for shipping on each item if you bid on it. Or before you bid on it. New Year's Day at noon. I'm going to have just a short little vintage sale. I've got a few vintage items that are not really moving in the store, which, you know, that's not unusual because you have to have the right buyer. And sometimes that buyer may not walk into my store here in Little Dodge City, Alabama. Yeah, okay. I have not. I'm not even sure what that is. Susan, what is Dion Wood's technique? I tell y'all, I've got to where I don't even have time to watch anybody else's videos anymore. I was like, well, I wasn't even sure I was going to open the store on New Year's Day, and I may not stay here all day. But if I'm here, I might as well be making some money, right? I'll probably just leave the store open because I don't have any plans. So I'm going to Kelsey's on Saturday. This wax is almost subtle on these. Yeah, you don't have to buy anything. You just come hang out and see how it goes. See how it works. It's fun. I always price out my items pretty cheap on Whatnot because I'm always afraid nobody's going to bid. So therefore, I only put items I know that I can take a hit on there. Because in the past, I would lose money on Whatnot. Oh, yeah. No, I haven't ever tried it. You lost money on Whatnot, Vicky? To me, Whatnot's not fun unless people are bidding. So I tend to price things low so people will bid. I think I'm going to have a wipe. It's really not distressing, which I guess that's a good thing. What do y'all think? Oh, you can get some great deals on Whatnot. I've got many great deals. I love shopping on there too. I had to quit. All right, let me do the lid. Oh, I haven't put a second coat on this lid. And I'll have to do the bottoms on all these still. I'm going to get one done completely. Yeah, you have to add more for the packaging. But do y'all know that Whatnot's fees are 30%? I heard somebody say that. All in all. I haven't calculated it, so it may not be so, but they're a lot. Allison, she loved it. She especially loved all the fabric I had put in it. They actually moved on Christmas Eve into their new house. And we went over there yesterday to see what they had got done, which the whole house is in disarray. You know, there's boxes everywhere. There's um, stuff not put away, which is to be expected a few days after you move in on Christmas Eve. But she said, "Let me show you my craft room." And we went in there, and she had all of her fabric ironed, folded, neatly put away. Everything in the craft room was in order. It was so funny. I was like, "Well, we know where your priorities are." She's like, "You bet. I got to get back to sewing quickly." It is 30%. I mean, that's huge. That's why I always just try to sell things on my website if I can. Same thing really with Etsy or eBay. If I can get enough people to my website, I don't have to pay all those fees. Yes, I may not get the amount of customers looking for a certain item. And my mom suggested I list things on eBay too. So if somebody's looking for that certain item, they can find it. But if I do that, I already have, if I have it listed on Whatnot, I have it listed on my website, I have it in the store. If it sells in the store, I've immediately got to go get it taken off everything else. And that's happened to me before because I don't have my store inventory linked with my website inventory. That's another goal that I've got, is to get a program that links them all together. So if something sells in the store, it will take it off the online inventory. I also have IOD at a booth in town, which I have that in my inventory, but I get an email every day and I have to go in and manually take it off, which that's fine because I don't count that with my online inventory. Okay, let me dry this lid and we're going to have one completely done. I still do handwritten tags a lot. I mean, I have some that I print, but then I write the price and the item on the back. Yeah, sometimes printing labels, you end up wasting more time than necessary, if you ask me. And I'm a paper crafter. I like everything to look really cute, but I do handwrite my tags. Most of them. I have IOD, I have a system. This is the worst wax brush I could have picked. But it is getting in all those details. Because, you know, in the booth business, you've got one of an item, maybe two of a vintage item, but that's it. You don't have hundreds or 5 of something. You know, you don't have to keep a record of your tags. And to me, it's just easier to handwrite them. I guess it's whatever is easiest for an individual. I am so surprised that this wax did not distress this at all. It really, I guess that material is so porous that that paint just really stays on, which is cool. All right. Maybe it's because I didn't use a wet wipe too. Well, if you are determined, you will make it work. Let's see. I'm going to use a wet something. Determination is the key to success. I'm just playing around with removing a little bit more wax in some places. But hopefully not removing paint. Yeah, smalls is very important. That's actually where you make smalls pay the rent. Yeah, I have to do all that too at where I have IOG and where I've had booths in the past. That's one good thing about having your own store. Nobody else's stuff is selling in here but your own. I love this, y'all. Okay. One down. Cookie jar. What do y'all think? Such an improvement. And it's 10 o'clock. We've been on here for an hour. That went by really fast. Now I got to get to work. So I hope y'all have a great day, and I hope to see you Thursday. Over on Whatnot at noon. Just a short little vintage sale. Come on over and hang out with us. All right. I do too. They turned out so good. I'm sure they're going to sell now. All right. Y'all have a great day. Oh, wow. I had just a bunch of people pop in here, and we're finishing up. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with me. I'll see you Thursday. And, I will not be live next Tuesday because I will be at the coast at my daughter's. Y'all have a great week. Bye now.